Hi folks, Christy here. I just wanted to quickly demonstrate a couple of flute positioning and embouchure mistakes that you could be making if you're struggling to get a sound, or if you're getting a sound but it just doesn't sound very good. That tone is not really rich and solid and full sounding. So I'll take you through a couple of these potential areas that you may work on and might improve your tone a bit. Okay, so first one is covering a bit too much of the embouchure hole with your lips, and generally speaking about a third, no more than a third of the embouchure hole should be covered by your bottom lip. So if you are finding that you're not getting a good sound, it could be that. So if you are covering too much of the hole, you could be rolling in towards you too much, or you could be pressing the flute too hard into your chin, or you could have the flute too high up on your lip, sitting too high up. So any of those three positioning issues could be contributing to too much of the lip being on the lip plate. So if I play a note and then roll in, you'll be able to see that not only does the sound disappear and become airy and weak, but it actually, we're actually going flat. Our pitch is going down as well. So that sound starts to disappear altogether. You may also have not enough of your lip covering the embouchure hole, and you could be directing air just totally across the embouchure hole instead of slightly downwards, diagonally downwards in front of you. And you may have the flute positioned too low on your chin there, so your lip is actually not covering the hole at all, or you may be too rolled out. And that can actually make you play sharp too. So it's important, positioning is important for sound, for intonation and pitch. So if I play a note and then roll out, you'll be able to hear this difference. We start to lose it. And if I adjust the height of the flute as well, you'll be able to hear the difference too. Too high, too low, and you can hear that sound just completely drop away. So you may not be actually using enough air, and your embouchure shape might be fine. You might just be sabotaging yourself by not supporting your breath enough. So make sure that you are playing moderately loud just to start with while you're learning, and then you can come into learning some subtleties in your aperture size to get some dynamic range. So just give yourself a chance of making sound by using enough air. It's as simple as that. Nice big breaths, support from the diaphragm, fill up those lungs from the bottom up. If you don't use enough air, it just really sounds quite weak. All right, so use enough air. Blowing directly across the lip hole, the embouchure hole, is another one. You may have your jaw too far forward and your lips in alignment with one another. So if you get your finger and put it up towards your natural embouchure that you're playing with, your finger should really be tilted forward slightly if you can feel both lips, and that's because the top lip should be jutting out slightly above the bottom lip. If you can put your embouchure shape together and your lips are sort of straight up and down, the top lip is right above the bottom lip, it probably means you're directing too much air straight across, parallel to the floor, and not enough is striking the embouchure hole. It's just getting dispersed too easily, and you'll be wasting lots of air as well. So here's an example of blowing right across. I've just put my jaw forward, and my lips are directly on top of one another. So if I go back to just the upper lip slightly on top of the lower lip, air is going diagonally down onto a point in front of me. We're automatically sounding lots better. The other thing is holding your flute in the wrong position altogether. So you may be pushing your flute too far forward, too far back. You might have it angled up, which is awkward, or down. Down is quite common, and that's common if you sitting on your bed and playing the flute. So I do recommend at least sitting up upright in a chair, or even standing up. And the flute should be almost parallel to the ground. It's a little bit awkward to hold it entirely straight, so most people just have it angled down slightly in front of your right shoulder there, just in front of your body. So if you start to move the flute back and forward, up and down, we're going to be dispersing, wasting too much air. Not enough of it is going to be striking the edge of the embouchure hole. All right. So here's an example. So if you're finding that it's hard to get a really nice sound, maybe any one of those positioning or embouchure issues could be the culprit. So I hope that's helped, and I hope it's getting you on the way to terrific tone. See you later, guys.